I'm John, the Twisted Cuber. Today I'm going to show you how to solve the gear ball. Before we get started, I hope you hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. Let's begin. The gear ball is the spherical version of the gear cube. Like the gear cube, you must turn the face 180 degrees before you can turn another face, instead of the normal 90 degrees on the normal twisty puzzle. Both puzzles solve using the same methods, but there is a difference. On the gear cube, once you get past the corners, you'll only be solving these gear edge pieces. On the gear ball, you'll be solving these gears, and you'll be solving these edge pieces. Okay, let's scramble this up. Alright, the puzzle is now scrambled. Let's go over the pieces real quick. These pieces here are the centers. These pieces here are the corners. These pieces here are the edges. And these pieces here are the gears. When turning the puzzle, make sure you're holding the black pieces like this before you attempt to make a turn. Make sure these pieces are lined up correctly, otherwise this will jam up. First we'll solve the corners, starting with the yellow corners. Let's find a yellow corner here, and we have yellow, purple, and blue. And what we need to do is find another yellow corner that has either blue or purple. So let's take a look here. This one doesn't have it, so we got to go into the bottom layer. And we have the yellow, green, and purple, so we'll use that one here. And normally with a corner like this, where it's like right here where it needs to go, you just simply turn this over like this and bring it up. But you can't do that because of the construction of the puzzle. So what we need to do is we need to get that corner here, which is the yellow, purple, and green, and that needs to go 180 degrees. So it's over here, like so. Then from there, you're going to bring it up another 180 degrees. Just want to make sure I get the right spot there. There we go. And bring that up, like so. And that matches up our corner here. And we have our first two corners matched up. And we'll take a look at the bottom layer and we'll find that the other two corners are also matched up. So all I need to do here is bring it over 180 degrees like so it's below where it needs to go, and perform another 180 degree turn to bring it up and match all of the yellow layer corners. And you also notice that the other corners are also solved. So what you need to do for here, you're all set in this portion, but sometimes you'll find it where you get it here. And when you do this, you get these corners and you'll find that this is like this. That is 180 degrees off. So when that happens, all you need to do is just do a 180 degree turn, and that'll match up the corners. Next, we will line up the centers with their respective corners. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold the puzzle like this with the yellow corners facing up, and we're going to turn the right face until the yellow center matches up with the yellow corners. Like I said, you got to have these matched up exactly, otherwise it will jam up. And there we go. And the yellow center is matched up with the yellow corners. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the other centers just to see, because sometimes you will have them all matched up. And in this case, all we have matched up is the yellow and the orange. So when this happens, because sometimes when you do this, you'll have all of them matched up. If you do that, you'll be going to the next step. But since that's not the case, we are going to simply place it to put one of the unmatched up centers to the corners and repeat the same step, which is just turning the right face, like so, until these are matched up. And we'll check the other faces here. The green is good, the red is good, and the blue is good. And these have not been affected, so all of the centers are matched up with their corners. Now we will place all the gears into their correct locations. There are 3 rings of gears. The middle ring, which starts here and goes vertically all the way around. The equator ring, which starts here and goes horizontally all the way around. The top ring, which starts here and goes along the left and right like this. There are 4 gears on each ring. To solve the gears, you'll need to perform this algorithm. The R2 is a full 360-degree turn, like so. And the U is a standard 180-degree turn like this. Now this algorithm will move the gears in the following way. On the middle ring, it's going to flip these two gears in the top and the bottom layers. On the equator ring, it's going to swap the gear on the front left and back right, and front right and back left. In other words, diagonally. On the top ring, the gears will not move. First, you'll need to see which ring of gears goes where. The best way to tell how the rings will be placed is to pick two adjacent centers on each ring and look at the gears on either side of those centers. Now, if the gears are in their correct locations relative to the adjacent centers, then they are correctly placed and they should be going into the top ring like this. If the gears are flipped relative to the adjacent centers, then they are adjacent and they should go into the middle ring here. If the gears aren't the same colors as either center, then the gears are diagonal and they should be going into the equator ring. There are 5 cases you can get. I will go over each in turn. Here, all the gears are correctly placed. You have your ones here that are correct on the top ring, you have them here in the middle ring that they are all taken care of, they're all done, and these are also solved. So this is, you can get this sometimes after you've done the initial couple of steps with this. If you do get this, you can skip this step and you'll be going to the next step, which is going to be aligning these gears. Here you have all 3 rings that can be positioned correctly to be placed. So we're going to take a look just to confirm, and basically we'll look and we have here based on what I described before, you take a look at your 2 adjacent centers and you'll find that these are flipped and relative to them. This one belongs here, this one belongs here, so this is adjacent, so this goes into the middle ring. These pieces here, the gears are correct in relation to these centers, so therefore this one is already solved, so this one goes into the top ring. This one here, as you can see, you have no colors in relation to these matching up, so therefore these are diagonal. So these go into the equator ring. So once you determine that, place them in their correct locations, which is here, here, and here, and you'll perform this algorithm to place the gears. R2, U, R2, U. And we'll take a quick look. We'll see that these are now in their correct locations. These are now in their correct locations. And these were already in the correct locations, so that's not a problem. So all of the gears are now correctly in their correct locations, sorry. And as you can see, some of these gears are aligned, some are not. Now here, all the gears are going to be diagonal to each other. So just going to take a quick look just to confirm. As you can see, you look at this ring here, and these are not matching up with their adjacent centers. We'll take a look at this ring here, and we have the same issue. They are not matching up with their respective centers, and the same here on this ring. So when you get this scenario, you basically you only have one ring you can place. The others obviously you cannot. So what you're going to do is place one of these rings, doesn't matter which one, in the equator ring and perform this algorithm. R2, U. Like I said, they can jam up if they are not correctly lined up. R2, U. And let's take a look. And let's see. This one here is now correct, solved, so this can go into the top ring like so. And let's take a look at the others. This doesn't look like anything at the moment, so what we're going to do is rotate this like so. And what you're going to see is these two are flipped in relation to their adjacent center, so therefore this is adjacent, so this belongs here. And take a look here, and as you can see, these colors do not match the other centers, which means that this is diagonal. So place this like this to make sure you have them. You have the one that is solved here, you have the one that's adjacent here, and the one that goes diagonal here, and repeat the algorithm to place the gears. And again, make sure this is lined up. R2, U, R2, U. And let's take a look. This one's already solved, we know that. And these are in their correct locations here. Check these, and these are in their correct locations there. So all the gears are now in their correct locations, just not aligned. The next two cases I discovered while preparing for this video. These cases solve the same on both the gear ball and the gear cube. I have added a link for this video to the gear cube description in case anyone has come across those cases on that puzzle. Here's an example of all of the rings having gears that are adjacent to each other. Take a look here, and you can see these are adjacent here, and I just want to make sure I'm getting the correct rings here, so I'm just going to confirm adjacent here, and adjacent here. Okay, so when that happens, similar to the previous case, you can only place one of these sets of gears. So what we're going to do is you can pick whichever gear you want, doesn't matter which, and place that to be into the middle ring to be placed. Now when you're doing this, make sure that you are placing the correct adjacent gears on top. Like for example, if you put this here, this is not going to help you because they are not adjacent. So you need to have these, like for example, these here, these are adjacent, that needs to go here, that needs to go there. So place this on top like this and perform this algorithm. R2, U, R2, U. Okay, so let's take a look, and we're going to find that this ring here is now solved, so we're going to place that over here in the top ring. This way we just know where that is. And we're going to take a look at the other two rings. Now this ring here is adjacent, and this ring here is adjacent. So you have one set of gears, one ring of gears that is correct, and the others are adjacent. So it looks like we can do two rings instead of one, correct? No, because the problem is this is now in its position to be placed. This isn't, and neither is this one. So basically, if you try to move this one here so you can place it, that's fine. This is now all set. But the top ring that was here is now here. It's out of position, so that's now in the diagonal ring. Same thing that if you decide to use the other adjacents, which are, I just want to make sure I get the right ones here. That's the correct one, so I'm just trying to make sure I don't give the correct one, which is not that one. So this one here. So instead of placing it like this, you place it like this, because basically this set and this set are all adjacents, but they're two separate rings. So this one here, bring it that way. You'll fix this one, but you lose the top ring. And if you do this one here, same thing, you're only going to be able to place one set of rings. I know it's a lengthy description, but it's prudent just to give a good description as to why that doesn't happen. So basically you can pick one of the adjacent rings, or you can pick the correct ring, doesn't matter which. And I'm going to place these here, make sure again these are adjacent, they're on the top, and repeat the algorithm. R2, U, R2, U. Okay, let's take another look. Now this ring here is going to be solved because that's the adjacent ring, so again we're going to bring this to the top like so. This here is adjacent, and these here don't match based on the fact that they're not the same color as these here, so these are diagonal. So you have what you need. You have the correct ring is in the top ring. The top ring. This is in the middle ring. These are in the equator ring. And repeat the algorithm to place the gears. R2, U, R2, U. And let's take a look. This one was already solved, so that's fine. These gears here are in their correct positions, and these gears here are in their correct positions, just the gears are not aligned. Here you have two rings that are the same, which is adjacent, and one that is different, which is the correct or placed or solved. This is simply the second part of the previous case. So let's just take a look. And this one here is your correct ring or solved ring, so we're going to put that on the top. These here are adjacent and these here are adjacent. And it's the same as before, where basically to get one of these in position to be placed, you're going to knock the correct one out of position, so that cannot be solved. So what we're going to be doing here is, since the last time I did adjacent, this time I'm going to do the correct ring. So I'm going to leave it like that and perform this algorithm. R2, U, R2, U. Alrighty, and let's take a look here. This one was already solved, so that's fine. Let's take a look here. And this one doesn't look like anything at the moment, so we're going to just rotate the puzzle like this. Here, these gears are flipped, so therefore they're adjacent. And these gears don't match the respective centers, so therefore they're diagonal, so we now have everything where it needs to be. And repeat the algorithm. R2, U, R2, U. And let's take a look. This one was already solved, so we don't have to worry about that. And take a look at this. These gears are now in their correct position, and these gears are in their correct position, just the gears are not aligned. Next, you'll align the gears. Let's take a look at this ring. And as you can see, this is not lined up. You can tell because the gears are not lined up at their respective centers, and this is not level with these. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold the puzzle, going to hold it on the left like this, and rotate the right face until these are all lined up again, and this is aligned. Now what I'll do is I will stop each time I get to here to see if it's matched up, and if not, I just keep it going. And there we go. This ring is now lined up for all the gears, and as you can see, they are in the correct position in relation to their centers. I'm going to rotate the puzzle, and we have another ring here to do, so we're going to do the same thing, but in this case I'm going to hold it on the right and do it with the left. And again, I checked after each time everything's lined up to see if it's finished. And there we go. This one is now aligned. And let's just do a quick check, and we have one more ring. So this one I'll go back to the holding it on the left and turning it on the right. And we're doing the same thing. Usually it'll take 2 or 3 times to go around before it'll line up. Like so. Now as you can see, all the gears are now aligned. Finally, we'll be flipping the edges and completing the solve. So what you're going to be looking for here is you're looking for a face that has 4 edges that need to be flipped. Here we have 2. Take a look here. These are 2, and this one here has all 4. So once you get your 4 edges, you'll find that you have this one here that has 4 that needs to be flipped, and its opposite will also have that. And you can use either one of these 2, it doesn't matter which. I'm going to use this one here. I'm going to place this in so it is facing front of you, so it's not on the top, it's in front, and you're going to perform this algorithm to complete the solve. R, U, R, U, R, U. As you can see, all the edges are flipped, and the puzzle is now solved. And there you have it. a tutorial on how to solve the gear ball. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Until next time, have a great day.